Stackers assemble. No, that's not right. Stackers, I am inevitable. Hmm. That doesn't seem to work. Maybe this will work a little better if I actually add some metals. That's much better. Welcome back, Stackers University. Today we're going on an epic quest. No, we're not trying to wipe out half of the universe. Instead, we're after something far more achievable and less diabolical: achieving financial freedom and creating generational wealth. We all know Thanos, the big purple guy who wanted to find a little quote unquote balance in the universe, and all he had to do was collect 6 little stones. Well, I think we can do something very similar with these 5 metals. And if we're talking about riding the commodity bull market in hopes of building generational wealth and or securing some level of financial independence, it's quite possible we can learn a thing or two from Thanos, develop our own version of the Infinity Gauntlet, but with metals and without killing off half of humanity. We're going full superhero mode with 5 essential metals, and I want you to think of them as the 5 freedom metals. And instead of space, reality, power, mind, time, and soul stones, we're going after gold, silver, platinum, copper, and uranium. But Dr. Stacker, why do I need all 5 metals? Couldn't I just go all in on one? Yes, having one stone was pretty cool all by itself, but when all 6 were put together, something amazing happened. That's the same analogy I would use here. Instead of snapping our fingers and making half of the world disappear, we're creating a level of portfolio diversification that can withstand the snap of market volatility. Not to mention, since each metal performs differently, it allows you to accumulate at different times, which helps your monthly budget with accumulating your metals. First up, the granddaddy of precious metals, gold. Let's think about gold being like the reality stone. We all know gold has been the backbone of monetary systems for thousands of years, and is the ultimate store of value, especially during times of economic uncertainty. In our version of the Defending Gauntlet, gold represents wealth preservation, savings, and a store of value. Gold is essential because during a commodity bull market and during times of turmoil, gold shines bright. Pun intended. Never mind. Okay, what else do we know? Gold moves first, while silver and other metals tend to lag. So, in terms of a strategy, even if you start off with buying silver, gold has to be a significant part of your personal holdings. Personally, while I started with silver, my strategy was always to buy as much gold as possible under $2,000 because I knew once gold got moving, it would be really hard for me to buy gold at 25, 2,700, or even higher. On top of that, because gold always leads a bull market, I always knew I could easily go back to my and add to my silver stack because percentage-wise, it was likely silver would not have moved as much. Just as an aside, have you noticed how cheap silver premiums have gotten? For the last 6 months or so, silver has been so in love that generic silver has been like 99 cents over spot. With a $30 silver spot price, you could literally buy Eagles for the same price back when silver was at $27 because premiums have plummeted so much because everyone is too busy looking at gold. Since we mentioned silver, let's dig into silver's role in this Infinity Gauntlet. I've shown the chart of gold and silver prices and their appreciation over time, so I'm not going to go there. But what silver doesn't provide in long-term price appreciation, it provides something gold can't. This is why I think you should equate silver with Thanos' space stone. Because just like the space stone allows for cosmic travel, silver is the one metal that has the potential to get on a rocket ship and take off into space, or dare I say the moon. And that is why everyone has to own a little bit of silver. Before everyone gets too excited, you have to remember that you have to get off of that rocket ship when it reaches the moon. Otherwise, all you've done is taken a round trip ride and missed an opportunity. In simpler terms, you got to sell it when it has its blow off tops. This is typically at the end of the bull market, and you'll see the gold to silver ratio collapse. So those things are going to serve as warning signs for you. Now, platinum, good old platinum. Let's call it our power stone because it's rarer than gold and has a wide range of industrial applications. Like the power stone, platinum has a lot to offer in terms of potential energy and value. While ICE vehicles are clearly here to stay for another 20 or 30 years, platinum and palladium aren't going anywhere, and they may even play a huge role in the green revolution. And let's not forget, we're just one major power outage in South Africa away from a price squeeze like you wouldn't believe. Regardless, what I do know is that platinum is selling right now right around the production price and trading at less than half the price of gold, while historically it has been priced higher than gold. Just think about that. Gold's knocking on $3,000 and platinum is barely over $1,000 right now. That means a simple move back to historic pricing would be an epic move in platinum. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but dang, you at least have to get yourself 3 to 5 ounces just to play the price arbitrage. Let's try it this way. Let's say you buy 5 ounces of platinum for a total of $5,000. And let's say it plays catch up and it catches gold at $3,000 and goes like say $4,000. You just turned $5,000 in platinum into $20,000. I'm just saying, it wouldn't require a lot of platinum to power your portfolio to your new heights. Did you get what I did? All right. I called it equivalent to the Power Stone, and I said it could power your portfolio. Okay, forget it. I give up. This is a tough crowd. Now, let's talk about recessions and the reason why you need this next metal. While historically performance for silver and platinum are mixed during recession, this metal gets whacked every time in a recession. And of course, I'm talking about copper, aka the Mind Stone. I know copper isn't sexy or flashy as the other metals, but its role is critical for electrification, and it does very well coming out of recession as the economy expands. We've all heard it called Dr. Copper for its ability to predict economic trends. This metal is like the Mind Stone. It helps us understand where we are in the economic cycle. What's really exciting right now is the bull case for copper, especially around supply and demand. Prices are expected to double or even triple over the next 10 years. But the best part is good old Dr. Copper is going to tell us when it's time that we should start accumulating. And that's when the recession hits. So while everyone is dumping copper during the recession, we're going to circle back and pick it up for dirt cheap. While it won't give you any telepathic abilities like the Mind Stone, copper can help you mine your portfolio's growth and give you steady gains going forward. All right, I'll stop. I hope you can start to see what's going on here. As we accumulate our version of the Infinity Gauntlet, each of these metals move at a different time or under different market conditions, which, if we're smart, it allows our stacking efforts to be more focused, and then we can start to move on to the next cheap metal as the metal we've been accumulating starts to take off. Think about it. Unless you're a new stacker, you should have been buying all your gold sub $2,000 and sitting back over the last year or so watching prices increase and people run to try to catch the train before it leaves the station. While all those other people are playing catch up, you should have spent the last 6 months going back getting silver and platinum positions in order while things were cheap, especially those mining stocks. Because guess what? If you're like me, buying $35 silver doesn't feel very good compared to $20 silver like we did over a year ago. As silver is starting to leave the station now, Johnny come lately and the rest of the public will come rushing in. About that time, we'll be off building our copper position. Now, let's talk about the last metal in our gauntlet. Last but absolutely not least, we have uranium, our time stone. I'm calling it the time stone because it's an investment that finally has found its time, and it has the potential to become the cornerstone to baseload energy supply going forward. I also like to think about it as the time stone because uranium doesn't typically go down during recessions. It's good at all times when it's in favor. Now, that doesn't mean it won't have its painful pullbacks like we just experienced, but we all know the bull case for uranium. This means that recent pullback is, and pretty soon I might have to say it was giving us a second bite of the uranium apple or an incredible first bite for those that missed it the first time around. If for nothing else, the adoption of AI is going to require so much energy that it will drive prices higher in an incredibly tight supply and demand market. Uranium just may be the new version of oil, meaning it's a sector that you can buy and hold for decades or for a very long time. While it won't let you travel through time like the time stone, when you come back for the future, your future portfolio will be thanking you for investing in uranium today. Now, if you're a true follower of Marvel, then you know Thanos had 6 Infinity Stones, and I've only offered you 5 metals. And if this is driving you a little nuts, I didn't provide a 6th metal because it actually wouldn't be a metal. The equivalent of the 6 Infinity Stone for me using metals is actually not a metal, it would be oil and natural gas. I left them out because this was about metals, and well, oil and gas aren't metals. Yeah, pretty obvious. Putting that aside, the point of making this video was to explore the 5 infinity metals we need in order to move ourselves closer to financial freedom and creating generational wealth. As I shared in the previous video, this is a rare investing opportunity, so don't F this up. Bottom line, you need all 5 metals, including oil and gas, because they all play a different role respond differently, and have different upsides. Just like Thanos needed all the stones in the gauntlet for it to work, you need something similar. Gold gives you stability, wealth preservation, insurance, and acts as a foundation for your portfolio. Silver exposes you to precious metal and industrial metal sides and offers potential explosive upside movements. Platinum brings the potential for even higher appreciation as you take advantage of the price arbitrage. Copper gives you a pulse of the global economy and exposure to infrastructure growth, along with a very real supply and demand crisis that could cause prices to be elevated for very long. Uranium plays a unique role for the future of energy. By combining these metals and creating a diverse commodity portfolio that can perform well in various economic scenarios, just as Thanos could unleash the power of the Infinity Stones until he had all six, I believe the same is true for this bull market. Each one complements the others, creating a balanced and a powerful portfolio that is capable of building wealth and preserving your wealth, achieving financial freedom, and securing a prosperous future for ourselves and our loved ones. My hope for you is that you explore all of these five metals so that one day you can snap your finger and instead of destroying half of humanity, you'll be able to snap your fingers and say, financial freedom. In the comment section, claim your financial freedom by typing financial freedom in the comments. How many of the five infinity metals do you actually have? If you don't have all five, which metals are you looking to add next? Or simply put an A plus in the comments so that everyone knows that you always stack smarter and never stop learning.